No more hypertension, sneaky sodium foods. Sabotaging your blood pressure. You skip the salt shaker. You proudly buy low-sodium soup. You even avoid the drive-thru. Bravo. But hate to break it to you, your sodium intake might still be off the charts. Why? Because salt is sneaky, like James Bond in a chips bag sneaky. Let's talk about where salt really hides out. It's not just in your fries or that giant pretzel you pretend to share. Nope, the real salt villains wear clever disguises. Think, healthy frozen meals. Deli meats that look innocent but pack more sodium than a salt mine. Breads, cereals, and even your favorite sauces. Yes, your BBQ sauce is betraying you. Reducing the salt you add to food is a good start, applause all around, but that's just table salt. The real problem? Processed and packaged foods. Here's the kicker. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day. That's less than a teaspoon. But the average person? They're hitting 3,400 milligrams like it's a high score on a video game. And that, my friend, is how high blood pressure sneaks in. You don't feel it. It doesn't knock politely. It just shows up with a vengeance. And maybe a prescription. So what can you do? Read labels like you're studying for a sodium exam. Learn sodium's secret aliases, monosodium glutamate, MSG, baking soda, yep, sodium nitrate, and more. Cook at home when you can, at least you'll know what's in your stir-fry. So, you tossed the salt shaker, started buying low-sodium everything, and you're feeling pretty smug about it. Congrats! You're basically a sodium saint. Or are you? Spoiler alert, salt is sneakier than your ex's text at 2 a.m. Let's break it down. Most of the sodium in your diet doesn't come from what you sprinkle on your fries. It comes from the things you never expected, and they're everywhere. Among the biggest culprits, brace yourself. Canned soups and stews, aka sodium soup with a veggie accessory. Sauces like BBQ, soy, Worcestershire, and pasta sauce. Delicious, but secretly salty villains. Gravies and even canned veggies. Yes, the things you eat to feel healthy. Condiments, bouillon cubes, taco seasoning, meat tenderizers. Basically your spice rack is plotting against you. Deli meats, sausages, and anything smoked or canned. Bad news for your sandwich dreams. Frozen meals and vegetables with sauces. Salt in disguise, wearing a healthy-looking label, baking mixes, pancake mixes, biscuit and pudding mixes. Don't let the word mix fool you. Instant potatoes, stuffing, seasoned rice or pasta packs. You know the just add water lies salty snacks. Chips, popcorn, pretzels, pork rinds, crackers, yep, the entire snack aisle, garlic salt, onion salt, basically anything with salt in the name, choose powders instead. Packaged breads, baked goods, and cereals, yes, even your morning toast may be salty. And just when you thought it was safe to read the label, here's how to decode that sodium speak, 20% DV or higher. That's high sodium, basically salt in a tuxedo, 5% DV or less. That's the good stuff, low sodium. Give it a high five. Salt-free or sodium-free? Less than 5 milligrams per serving. Now we're talking. Very low sodium? 35 milligrams or less. Go ahead, invite it to dinner. Low sodium? 140 milligrams or less per serving. Not perfect, but not a heartbreaker either. So, if you're on a mission to say no more hypertension and really control your high blood pressure, you've got to be a label-reading ninja. Don't just scan, interrogate that label like it's hiding something, because it probably is. You've ditched the salt shaker. You read labels like a detective with a grudge. You're feeling salty about salt. And yet, your blood pressure is still creeping up. What gives? Here's the not-so-salty truth. Salt is sneaky. It hides in places you'd never expect, wearing names that sound health-conscious but are secretly sodium bombs. If you're serious about saying no more hypertension and finally controlling high blood pressure, it's time to decode the sodium scandal. First, meet the usual suspects. Canned soups, stews, and sauces because apparently comfort food is code for salt fest. Soy sauce, BBQ sauce, pasta sauce, and gravies, flavor-packed and salt-loaded. Bouillon cubes, meat tenderizers, taco mixes, they're basically seasoning grenades. Deli meats, sausages, smoked and canned items, aka salt in meat form. Frozen meals and vegetables and sauces, those easy dinners are quietly plotting against your arteries. Pudding, pancake, biscuit, and baking mixes, sweet or savory, they're not sodium-free saints. Instant potatoes, rice, pasta, and stuffing mixes, just add water. And 500 milligrams of sodium. Chips, pretzels, popcorn, pork rinds, crackers, aka snacks with benefits for high blood pressure. Seasonings with salt in the name garlic salt, onion salt. Just say no. Use the powders instead. Packaged breads, cereals, and baked goods. Yep, even your breakfast might be betraying you. Now, just when you thought you had labels figured out, they throw these curveballs. Reduced sodium just means 25% less than the original version. If the original was a salt brick, this is still a salt pebble. Light in sodium or lightly salted. Sounds nice, right? But it only means 50% less than the original, not necessarily low. No salt added or unsalted means none was added during processing, but sodium could still be naturally lurking inside. So how do you know what's actually low sodium? Pro tip, check the percent daily value for sodium on the label. 5% or less equals low sodium, friend. 20% or more equals high sodium, foe. Salt-free means less than 5 milligrams per serving. Very low sodium, 35 milligrams or less. Low sodium, 140 milligrams or less per serving. So what can you actually do? Start small. Don't go salt-free cold turkey unless you enjoy sadness. Gradually cut back. Your taste buds will catch up. Track your intake. Take a few days and log what you eat. This is detective work, not a courtroom. Cook from scratch. Yes, the drive-through is easy, but scratch cooking gives you control. It's usually cheaper, healthier, and salt-free unless you add it. Change your seasons. No, not the weather, your spices. There's a world of flavor out there without a blood pressure spike. Be label literate. Read every label. Even the ones on frozen peas. Sodium shows up in weird places. The more you read, the more trusted products you'll find. Your food choices matter. Whether you're 18 or 80, understanding what's on your plate is key. Ask your doctor or dietitian. They're like food GPS with a medical degree. No More Hypertension isn't about suffering. It's about outsmarting the salt ninjas. Gradual changes and sodium sleuthing help control high blood pressure for good. Your blood pressure deserves peace, not pressure.